it's International Men's Day. Men of Reddit, how are you today? Pretty good. Got work and a shitload of shit due, but I'll manage. Thanks. Getting married in a few months and frustrated at how people are treating me as a passenger at my wedding. I did not dream about my wedding since I was a little boy, but it's still a huge deal for me and I can't wait for it. But the two reactions I usually get are, from men, it will all be over soon. Just remember it's her day, not yours. From women, how much are you helping out? Just remember it's her day, not yours. Nobody except my fiancé seems to care how I'll feel in a tuxedo, if I'm happy with the location, or how proud I am about the whole experience. I suppose it's not a big deal, but it's been really irritating and eye-opening to be treated as the less important part of such a huge thing in my life. Haha, gotta rise and grind and get that bread. Quiet sobbing. I'm struggling today. My girlfriend left me yesterday and it's tough because there's no one to blame or be mad at. We're still very much in love, but she needs to be alone for a while to sort out some mental health issues stemming from trauma before we met. I'm glad she's doing it, and I actually pushed her towards doing it, but man does it hurt. It's my actual birthday and the last thing I expected was to see top comments saying the same thing. I'm great. Thanks for asking. Today is Men's Day and tomorrow is Children's Day. I'm a school teacher, so I celebrate these 2 days with my students. Bad. Mostly family things. Seeing my mom in a wheelchair daily. Seeing where we buried our dog last year. School. Just celebrating being an international man. Sorry, I do not identify as an international man. I am regional, at best. Okay, wishing I could retire. Honestly, sometimes I feel about to crack. I have about $200,000 in debt, $60,000 of which is credit card balances. My wife created most of our debt with student loans and does not work. She doesn't work because she has a bundle of mental health disorders. She also doesn't work because she's still depressed from a late miscarriage we suffered over a year ago. The miscarriage was hard on me, but we don't talk about it because we're always talking about how hard it was on her. Sex with her is mostly disappointing because she's hardly ever into it. Sex with her is a rare occurrence, so I masturbate a lot. I try to cheer her up, but it never works. She disagrees with my compliments. I think often about starting an affair, but no, I never would because I'd hate myself for doing so. I think often about leaving her, but I still love her, and I know that would be more complicated and expensive. She is a volatile mother for our kids. They hear us fight a lot, mostly due to her volatility. I need my own therapy but stopped being able to afford it. I don't know how I'll ever get rid of this debt or have a better marriage. I want a house and a dog but don't know how I'll ever get them. I want something other than a clunker for a car, but all my money goes to debt payments. I want to keep succeeding in my career but feel impaired by imposter syndrome. And now I have make it through another day of work and not crack. Because if I lose my job I think I will. I could use a hug. Reddit. You'll get a handshake and you'll like it. I'm tired but okay, my friend wants me to tell you he's happy. A little hungry. Got some nerves. But I'm good. Nerves are for a job interview. Didn't expect the motivational responses. Thanks guys. Checked my prostate this morning. Feeling good. Sitting at my desk. During an insanely busy period for the firm, thinking of my wife, at home, who can't stop obsessing over the fact that we don't have what her friends have. Would be awesome if what we had were enough. We're not poor in the absolute sense, but the relative sense. Competing with the Joneses is a no-win proposition. Nervous as I'm pitching my game today to a publisher, but aside from that, good. I'm fine, I'm just tired. Just saw the sun rise over the ocean and it was a good one, so I'm okay. It's a nice 72 degrees and should be beautiful today. It's a nice 72 degrees. I sure hope that's Fahrenheit, otherwise we're underestimating global warming. Just got laid off from my job, so not all that good. I just learned that toads can't tell their sexes apart, so when they try to have sex they can tell if it's a girl because guys shake them off. But I'm feeling good today. I didn't even know it was a day. It may be hard to believe, but every day is technically a day. Tired and sleepy. Damn you, Victorio. Mare, I could use a hug this morning. I just woke up missing her way more than usual. Man, I texted her to see how she was doing. We haven't talked in a few weeks, so I'll see how that goes. But all in all, rough morning. I didn't even know this was a thing. Thanks for asking. I am feeling fine. I am functioning with normal parameters. First Reddit post ever because this seemed like a friendly thread. Baby had me up with 5:30 AM crying, but other than that, it's my weekly work from home day, so I get to cruise with some coffee and slow roast some ribs later on for dinner. A good men's day if y'all ask me. I'm good thanks, just celebrating my birthday today. Bad. Depressed for my trust issues. Pretty good op, thank you so much for asking. I'm not mad, sometimes a MF just likes big letters. Just chasing a check per usual. My crush brought me something to eat, I think I'll ask her out tomorrow. I am feeling very tranquil at the moment. Closing square bracket. A little mare. Thanks for asking though. This time last year I was in a deep depression. I was completely numb to life. I had lost touch with everyone except my immediate family. I was severely overweight, stressed and not taking care of myself. Completely detached. The only thing keeping me going was work, and it was a real stressor. I was in this state for probably 6 years. I got invited to a wedding. I didn't want to look like a complete troll in all the pictures, or ruin the mood on the day in any way. On New Year's Eve, I decided to completely change my routine and diet. I only ate food I cooked myself, from unprocessed ingredients. I avoided bread and other heavy carbs like the plague. I skipped lunch. I only drank water. I lost 20 kilograms in 4 months. My feelings came back online and they were intense. I forgot what it felt like to be driven by feelings rather than detached thought. I suddenly became naturally expressive and accessible to other people again. To my own amazement, I was back in the room, so to speak, but I wasn't quite in time with things yet, and I needed to spend some time catching up with myself. I reconnected with an old friend to patch things up, but also as an inadvertent cry for help. Turned out he was rather lonely too. Made a nice fool of myself with him, but that's okay, we love each other. He's a great friend to have. I started experimenting with dudes. Never thought that would happen, but it did. It was fun and intense and exciting, but not the same feeling as with girls. Been on a couple dates but will be hoping for a new relationship with a girl after the new year. I've been weight training since May. Gained probably 5 kilograms or more. I'm already looking good. After the new year I'm gonna lose the fat to see what's underneath, and it's gonna rock. I'm starting cognitive behavioral therapy next week as I'm not good with vulnerability or intimacy. Definitely suffered from PTSD and disassociation. Hoping to nip those in the bud before a serious relationship comes along. I have issues, but it's okay. I'm gonna work on them as much as I can. Overall, I'm doing astoundingly well, and it's going to get better. Thanks for asking. Depression comes and goes. I was sad yesterday. Today I'm okay, I think. Finally taking charge of my mental health. My first therapy session is tomorrow. I just found out my wife is pregnant. It's a big shock. We have 3 already and thought we were done. So I answer to your question. Today I am feeling all the emotions, all at the same time. Bit worried, as it falls on the same day as International Toilets Day. Rough morning. Thank you for asking. I have a teenage daughter who lives with her mom, 2 towns away from me, who also never wants to wake up for school. Her mom doesn't wake up till an hour after school has already started, and at that point has to rush off to work every morning. So if our daughter oversleeps, her mom won't drive her in, leading to 11 missed days already in the first quarter of school. So, I am now tasked Because there is no other option, with waking up at 6:15 a.m. every morning, driving across town, picking up our daughter for school, then driving back across town again. School is in the other direction, dropping her off by 7:30 a.m., then rushing back the other way to work by 8 to 8:30 a.m., which is all part of parenting, I guess. Just wish I could either get custody, or convince her mom to be a mom. Pretty good. On the garbage truck headed to the route, we finally got working heat in this one, and it's a godsend. Pretty empty, to be honest. I used to take joy in a few things like video games, comic books and TV shows, but since about a year ago I found less and less pleasure in these things, to the point that they bored me. I sold all of my comic books and 90% of my video games, and almost all of the ones I have tried this year have just bored me after a few hours. Couple of exceptions to that, like recently Death Stranding, but I used to play easily 6 to 7 new games a year to completion. It's been 2 so far this year. I didn't even bother seeing Endgame in the cinema, instead watching it on the tiny screen of a plane in September. This was after I saw every single MCU movie since I Am 2 in theaters the weekend they came out. I have tried picking up other hobbies in case I am just burned out on these, but nothing has really given me any satisfaction. Also, my job is a piece of shit, and I am struggling to find gainful employment elsewhere, so this year has been pretty boring and exasperating. Extremely sad but going. Feelin' international. Had a seizure last night between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. when my daughter wakes up for her bottle, so I'm damn tired. Other than that, can't complain. I'm sitting in an airport because my taxi driver took me to the wrong international airport. My friend bought tickets to the football match tonight, which I'm now going to miss. I'm down about $200. All things considered, pretty decent. I'm not bad, but I'm just not happy. Officially a month and a half of no cigarettes today. Been at work for 12 hours. I'm missing my wife a bit. Is that allowed? Wow, I am blown away by this. I truly hope you all have a manly day. Broke my sunglasses, but I'll go get some new ones today. The current situation is within acceptable parameters. Physically I am relatively okay. Mentally I am exhausted and clinging on for dear life until my wife and I have a week off in January. I work for a manufacturer whose sales explode come Christmas time, and I'm head of supply chain. You're the guy who, when someone asks how's work, you're like, meh, can't complain, when in your head you're like, get me out of this hellhole for one goddamn week so I can spend some time with the woman I love. You're nearly there, bro.